Good morning. We are leaving Nice for Paris, and we are currently at the Nice airport. It's not actually required to wear a mask inside the airport, but it is required to wear a mask on the plane. Just trying to get used to, wow, Jamie Oliver has a lot of stuff here, sorry. Just trying to get used to wearing the mask for long periods of time. I've worn it the entire period that we've been here so far. We were able to wake up at 7, our flight's at 10. We woke up, we checked out, and then we went and returned the car. All was super simple, super fast. And yeah, we're just here at the airport. They asked us to check in our bags. And at first they were trying to charge us for it, but as soon as I just said, I got a text on the app that said that I need to gate check my bag and to do it at the ticket gate. The dude was just cool enough and just checked everything in without charging us anything. Everything was fairly simple. Security, everything here is like, there's not that many people here, as you can see. So everything here was fairly just easy and without any hassle. The airport was actually pretty empty as well. So as we get ready to leave here, I'm currently walking around looking for a water fountain because we have refillable water bottles, but it doesn't actually look like they have any water fountains. Anyhow, we'll check back in a moment, either on the plane or in Paris. Be back in a moment. Alright, so it has been quite some time since I last checked in. We've actually not only left the airport, but we've made it to the hotel, checked in, had lunch, and made it all the way out to the Sacré-Cœur area. I'm actually standing in front of a Chinese market, which is really crazy. I would have never imagined. There's the sign right there. It's actually right behind the Élysée Montmartre, which is the like one of the oldest theaters here in Paris. And we're standing on like Sacré-Cœur, which is the street that leads up to the Sacré-Cœur. It's right behind me. But Mom is doing some souvenir shopping, and Lynn is really interested in trying actual bubble tea from this place. She doesn't know, well, we don't know if it's actually any good here. Every time we've gotten boba here, it's always been popping boba. Maybe that's like a huge thing over here, but it's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for like tapioca. So we'll see how it is. Oh, here she comes. All right, well, we'll check back in a moment here. This is just a quick check-in. Oh, let me just get, for lunch we had kebabs again. We did the assorted plates. I had steak and Lynn had chicken. It was at a kebab joint that was right next to our hotel. We left so quickly though that I didn't actually get any real good footage of the outside or a good photo. Maybe I'll be able to get something as we go back, or I could post one of the mediocre photos that I took of it on the way out. So anyhow, check back in a second. All right. So we've just finished going to Sacré-Cœur, walking to the Moulin Agile, the first windmill that was here in Paris. And it went from nobody to really crowded. We took the advice of a French blogger who does travel videos and went behind the Sacré-Cœur after going to it, inside of it that is, and got a great view. There's actually a really pretty garden with a toilet there too if you want to, or if you need it. Mom and Lynn both needed it, but unfortunately it was closed. So we decided to just continue walking and head on out to the next area. The inside of the Sacré-Cœur is just so cool, so beautifully decorated, super nice to see. And yeah, it was worth going in. We didn't go up, but we did go through the whole thing, so it worked out in the end. Anyways, I'll check back in once we get to this this windmill here. All right, back in a second. So I'm quite curious if this is going to work as a 360 video camera as it is. This is probably the first 360 vid that I'm taking in France, and it's a pretty strange thought to think that you can see both in front and behind of me right now, like that car that just passed. Super crazy. But I'm just chilling outside of a museum that has a free toilet that Mom and Lynn could both use. And yeah, it looks like my 360 cam issues might be over. It was the card that I was using. I'll have to go buy some more, I think it was Ultras, faster speed cards. So if this works, it works. If it doesn't, maybe I'll be returning the Insta360. Anyhow, kinda cool. And welcome back. It is packed here in Paris. Like everywhere else we went, there was barely anybody around, and over here it just, I think this is where everybody came. Like it's just corner to corner people. Like I found this quiet little corner because everybody's walking on the other side of the street. So Lynn's actually checking out a statue right now of a man coming out of a wall, and according to French story, it's about this guy who lived a mundane life, and it wasn't until he found out that he could walk through walls that he started doing extraordinary things. So pretty cool. We are on our way currently from here to Picasso's either house or studio, I can't recall. But prior to that, we were able to see the Vigne du Clos Montmartre. I believe that's how it is called. It is the winery or the vineyards that are here in Paris, the only one, if I recall correctly. We also saw Maison Rose, the pink house, which is that famous, interesting. It's like a trash bicyclist in front of me here. Something right there. It's different. Anyhow, so we saw the Maison Rose, which is a famous restaurant that was just slammed packed with people. People were trying to take photos, sitting down and getting like a glass of water or coffee so that they could take more photos of the interior and stuff like that. It was packed. And then we also saw the Lapin Agile, and that is that famous cabaret where the cultural revolutionaries like Hemingway hung out at and thought over ideas. Lynn said that I was in Midnight in Paris. I'll have to go rewatch it to see if it was or not. But yeah, because I don't recall it. That's a great movie. And I just don't recall it being in there. But we've been walking quite a bit. We're all getting a little bit tired. Our feet definitely are hurting. But yeah, we're gonna go check out this next spot and hopefully just continue this expedition. This might be the only thing we do today. I had other things planned other than just walking around the Montmartre area. And we will see what happens, because both Lynn and Mom are looking pretty exhausted. We did do a lot of traveling today, so we'll oh, it's a delivery service, as in that bicycle thing is a delivery service. Oh, and here comes another gaggle of people again, but we'll check back in a moment here. Alright, so we made it to the Moulin Galette, which that is one of the oldest Moulin. What is Moulin? Not Ferris wheels, but oh my gosh, windmills. Here in the city, we are on our way to the Moulin Rouge, which that is the ever so famous cabaret. We're not gonna have dinner there or anything. We're just gonna see the outside so Mom could check it out. The second or third time that I was here in Paris, I actually went and had dinner there. It was just mediocre. It wasn't all that great. and I'm personally not a big fan of those type of shows anyways, so it was kind of boring to me. I would also say we saw Pablo Picasso's studio, which that was kind of neat. I like the fact that they had like a art structure in the window and then that they've turned it into a museum. Other than that, I think that's pretty much the whole tour of Montmartre. And as we kind of finish off going here to Moulin Rouge, we'll decide what to do after that. We might actually call it a little early tonight. If we actually got here on time, we might have actually gone to the Galeries Lafayette. Our flight was delayed by about an hour, and then our getting to Paris from the airport was delayed by about an hour. So we were delayed by 2 hours, which was just some time loss that, I was never going to get back, which is okay. So we ended up doing what we could with what we had. And I mean, it is the best of what we could do. We do have a whole free day, so if we wanted to, we may just come back to this area. Why not? It's fun. It's lively. And it might be called a night because, the Galeries Lafayette closes at 8. So it is currently 7 o'clock. And I don't think we're going to be able to make it there and actually see what we want to see by 8. So it is what it is. It's 7:30 apparently, so it's even later than I thought. But that makes sense. We could definitely come back on another day. The Galeries Lafayette, I actually had planned to go back on another day anyways, so that actually just works out. We won't have to go see it twice. And yeah, we'll check back in a moment here when we actually get to the next thing. I have no idea what we're doing after this. I think it's dinner. So, back in a moment. Welcome back, and we are back at the hotel, obviously. And what happened was we went to go get dinner, and for dinner we had Chinese food, or Vietnamese food rather, that was run by Chinese people. Mom was really happy about that because she was able to talk to them at that time in Mandarin. And we did visit the Moulin Rouge, which was awesome. It looked great, just as it always did. And so I love the fact that it's all lit up and that the windmill is actually running. Don't know why I keep forgetting that word. And then we went over to the Vietnamese restaurant, which was right around the corner from it. We actually just walked right by it on the way to the Moulin Rouge. And Mom was debating whether she wanted to do the Vietnamese or the Chinese dim sum place that was right there. We ended up going with the Vietnamese, and I got a bowl of pho. Lynn got the lemongrass pork, and Mom got a bò bun, like Lynn typically did. And this time, I really, lucked out. My dish was the best by far. And they handed out the hoisin sauce and the sriracha at the table, no problem. So we're able to get as much as we want. I was able to do all the mix-ins, all the soups, the modifications. I think we're the only table that did it in the entire restaurant. And we also got the fresh rolls with vegetables and mangoes in it. And that was okay. It was a little bit bland. So it wasn't probably as good as they thought it would have been. Or maybe that's what the folks around here really like. But the sauce was also really bland. So we're used to it being sweeter and saltier, but whatever. It is what it is. But the pho made up for it. The pho was delicious. Yeah, and then after that, we were going to go, like I said, to the Galeries Lafayette, but they were closed. It's currently 10 o'clock, and so dinner was Dinner started at 8:30ish, and then ended around 9:30, and then we took the train home, and here we are. So we have a great view of the Montparnasse Tower and just the very little itty-bitty tip of the Eiffel Tower. But we'll actually be seeing both up close and personal, so I won't do any filming of that currently. And I think this is just where I'm going to end it tonight and say goodnight, and we'll see you in the morning in the next video. So, good night.